Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be finishing off the money management series that we've been doing. So I'm actually going to split it into two videos. I have got 25 tips for you all together. I'm going to do the first 10 in the first video, and then I'm going to do a separate video with 11 to 25. Okay, so just because I wanted to sort of break them down to make the videos more watchable for you. So I'm just going to dive straight in and start off. They're not in any particular order because I just literally wrote them down as I was thinking of them over the course of the week or so. So number one is I have a rule when I'm out shopping. So I'm not talking about grocery shopping. I'm talking about if I go into town shopping. So I have a rule, and it is basically, do I love it? Do I need it? Will it significantly improve my life or my son's life? And if I can't answer yes to those clearly, then I don't buy it. And so that is my number one rule when I'm out shopping. Number two is to spend less than you make. So I have, you will probably have heard sort of like, spend less than, live within your means. So what I like to say is live well below your means, because if you follow that way of living, and it's definitely not a way that I have always lived, otherwise I wouldn't have got myself into debt in the first place, but that's what I try to live by now. I live well below my means. So that means that, when I was paying off my debt, I could put a good chunk against the debt, or like now I'm putting a good chunk into my savings every month. So, that's what I want for you guys to be doing. So spend way less than you are actually making. Number three is automate as many payments as you can. So things like your water, your gas, electricity, anything like that you pay on a regular basis, make sure you get it automated. Because honestly, if I was getting a bill through the door and I had to sort of take action to pay that bill, I just wouldn't get it done. And just that's how I am. I know that I wouldn't get it done. So then I'd be getting into more financial problems. Excuse me, sorry. So, and also automate your savings, or if you're paying off debt, automate your payments as well, to make sure that you're at least covering the minimum. Sorry, excuse me. At least covering the minimum payments. Definitely have your savings automated. I personally, when I was paying off debt, I like to go in there like as often as I could and just put it on, because I never just paid apart from when I was creating my emergency fund, I never just paid the minimum. I always made sure I put in more than the minimum payments, because honestly guys, if you're just covering the minimum payments, you are just never going to get there. It's going to take you so long. So always try to be paying more than the minimum payments. Number four is I do my grocery shopping online. So I pay for a delivery saver, which means that if I have my deliveries between on a Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, I get them at a really reduced price. So I pay for that every month, and it saves me way more than if I was driving and using petrol. But the reason that it saves me so much money is that if I get to the cash point, to check out before the payment, I have not got a whole queue of people behind me. And also, I'm not wandering around the supermarket going, oh, that looks nice, I'll get that. Or, oh, that looks nice, I'll get that. Because honestly, when I shop at the normal supermarket, I spend way more money. And then I get to the cash out and I'm shocked at how much I've actually spent. But I would be too embarrassed to put things back. So that's why I think shopping online saves you a ton of money. Number five, definitely know where your money goes. So I created a separate video on this. So if you haven't watched it, please go and watch it, because this is something that is crucial. You must know where your money is going. And I didn't for such a long time, and it got me into such a lot of trouble. Okay, so number 6 is pay for things annually. So I'm specifically thinking about things like your car insurance, pet insurance, that sort of thing. Because in this country, in England, if you pay monthly, the cost over the course of the year is way more than if you paid it in one lump sum. It's an annual payment. And the way that I do this is I have a savings account, and every single month I put money into that savings account, and I know that's called my one-off yearly payment savings account, not rocket science. So money goes into that every month, so that when my MOT is due or an insurance is due, I've got the money there to pay for it. So number 7, don't pay for things that you do not need. So scrutinize every single payment. Are you using it? Are you paying for something that you just do not need? So are you paying for a gym membership that you use like once a week? Could you just get rid of that and like do an exercise video an exercise thing on YouTube at home? Or could you go out running or go for long walks and things like that instead? Look for ways to cut back on everything. Okay, if you don't need it, don't buy it. Number 8, budget for everything. So what I'm talking about is, obviously your food, clothes, car expenses. I have, budget for the dog because he goes to the groomers and he has vet expenses. Christmas is not a one-off payment. It's not it's not a surprise payment. It happens every year, so you need to budget for it. Birthday presents, any sort of event that is coming up, like a family wedding or something like that. You usually know about it a good time in advance, so start budgeting for it early. Number 9 is say no to things that you don't really want to do and that are not super important to you, and also things that you cannot afford. When you've got your budget in place and you know where your money's going, you know how much money you've got left, you know the things that you can afford and the things that you can't afford. So definitely don't go for things that you can't afford. Do not do that. We live in a buy it now, think about it later culture, and you have to get out of that if you want to be debt free and have savings. So say no to things that you can't afford and things that you don't really want to do, because otherwise you're paying for things that other people want to do, and that's costing you your savings, or that's putting you into more debt. So number 10, have a spend on anything fund. And honestly, this was the thing that kept me sane when I was getting myself out of debt. I had a very small spend on anything fund at that time, but I still had it. And that was for things like, just buying myself a nice little treat. So, or going for a coffee with my sisters, or buying myself a new lipstick, something like that. Something that wasn't a necessity, but something that just really, I really valued, and especially valued it during that time when I was in debt and trying to get free of debt. So that is something that I really recommend that you do, have that little savings fund. Those are my first 10 tips, and that's where I'm going to leave it for now. Please watch the second video. I wanted to split it into 2 videos just to make it more manageable. So the next video will be tips 11 to 25. Okay, I'll see you in that video. Bye.